Hello, hello, hello. Good Sunday afternoon, and my earpiece wants to die as soon as I go live. Give me 1 second here. Okay, the hell with it. I guess I'll just run with my regular headphones. Um, how's everybody doing this Sunday afternoon here? This is just a quick one and stuff. I was chilling back, going through some things and stuff. I apologize for my little wait here. I was supposed to go live a couple of times this weekend, but I got so many projects opened up. It's like my mind is everywhere right now. I'm trying to get some things going on this end. You know what I'm saying, with this content and stuff. But today I was just sitting back chilling and drinking my coffee, and I came across something in the news on one of the shows that we actually did earlier this week with the NIH and the funding. You know what I'm saying, that we the funding that went to the NIH, was they responsible for the C-19 and all this stuff. Well, I have the GOP. What is this? The representatives of the GOP. Man, they got some things to add on to this after we done after we saw the hearing. You know what I'm saying? These findings are amazing right here. I mean, it goes to show me that I was on the right track the whole time. But and that's just by that's just by paying attention. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that I do special. It's just I just pay attention and listen. And a lot of things didn't sound right. And when you backtrack, it definitely don't look right. But this is the sum it up. This one is a real quick video. I do have a couple more videos in the cut that I could throw up and go live on, but actually I was trying to get my StreamYard to link up with my system here because I'm running two different systems doing it, and I want to make sure I don't get the crackling and all that other things. It was something simple the last time. I just didn't have time to deal with it. Um, but this is the House GOP, and they got some things they wanted to say here of their findings of the unlawful use or the unlawful appointed NIH members. Now, this is some real weird shit here, boy, because I didn't think it was going this deep. I thought it was just the money and things like that. There is a video I did want to review with you guys, but I'm not sure how to do it. I'm trying to hurry up and get to 500 with these watch time hours so I can open up the membership, so I can do it on membership. You know what I'm saying? Because if I do it live, I think it might be an issue. And no need for the bird to get shot out the sky twice. You know what I'm saying? I see other content creators did it, but I'm not sure if it's I don't know how theirs are still standing. So if I think I, I'm a rebel any goddamn way, I might go ahead and roll with it. So it, who knows? But let's jump into this. This one ain't that long. It's about 15, 20 minutes long. This one is in and out. I didn't know what I wanted to title this, and I was testing out some settings too at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because I kept getting complications when we do these hearings and stuff. It's buffering. They're going out when they're saying certain things. We missing a lot of the good information when it does that. So I wanted to make sure everything is straight because I don't think I ever want to go back to using StreamYard with all the complications I'm seeing they going through. But the team is going through using that sucker. So I think I'll stick with the OBS and learn everything from the bottom. This is a good system to learn if you want to learn from the bottom everything. They strip this whole studio down and make you put it together. So I kind of dig that better. So look where I got so far. So, that being said, let's jump into this real quick here. I don't even know if my witch calls are set. We're playing around. I'd rather be boxing or something. I'd rather be hitting somebody in the mouth right now, man. But there's so much stuff going on. It's ridiculous.
In their role. It is an abuse of power by an unlawful.
I started way off in the middle.
I've been suing Columbia University to hold them accountable for covering up the
I need to go ahead and buy into the damn witch card again. I wasn't using it that much. That's why I was paying for it on another account that I wasn't even using.
Sure. Well, good afternoon. We're all members of the Energy and Commerce Committee, and we're here today because HHS Secretary Becerra has failed to follow the Constitution and the law. There's been a complete breakdown of accountability at the agency that has lost the trust of the American people, especially during COVID-19. 14 NIH officials, including Dr. Fauci, held unlawful positions and exercised authority that they didn't have, which included approving $26 billion in grants.
Man,
this is unprecedented, and it calls into question the validity of every decision that these officials have made since December 2021 to June 2023, including Dr. Fauci's awarding a new grant to EcoHealth Alliance, which is But what is even more egregious has been Health and Human Services cover-up. For more than a year, the administration has misled our committee throughout. This is a pretty simple one. Can you show us the documents that Secretary Becerra followed the Constitution and the law in reappointing these 14 senior officials who exercised immense power and authority? The question, can you show us the documents? And we're still waiting. There needs to be accountability.
So in other words, we took a lot of orders from people who was unlawfully appointed to their positions. This is some bullshit. Salute to everybody coming into the room. Come correct, Mookie. Thank y'all for joining me today. But this is like a double back on what I did earlier this week on the hearing as far as the NIH and the funding and where did the money go for the funding. Was they responsible for C-19 and stuff like this? This the energy of something kind of committee here, and their findings seem to be amazing enough for me to bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that means throughout this whole pandemic, we was basically taking orders, being told we was putting out misinformation from people who was unlawfully appointed to their positions. That's a son of... I'm not religious, but it is Sunday morning, so I ain't gonna call him a motherfucker the way I want to call him a motherfucker. But let's continue.
No one is above the law. Americans need to know that their tax dollars are being spent responsibly, effectively, and lawfully, and that the people making these decisions are lawfully authorized to make them. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the chairman of the Oversight and Investigations Subcommittee, Morgan Griffith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I adopt all the things that Chairwoman Rogers just said. But let me say this. This is very frustrating. It is typical of the Biden administration not to follow the rules, not to pay attention to the law. This law was put in as a good governance section. The reappointment of these agency heads was put in as a good government section of 21st Century Cures. And the idea was, let's take a look at various bureaucrats and make sure that they're being reappointed, and not reappointed as a matter of course, and not reappointed by somebody below the secretary, but reappointed by the secretary. And he didn't do it. And we didn't see any evidence of it, so we wrote a letter, okay, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. It's all fine. And then suddenly, eventually they must have gotten...
Only if y'all knew how deep that really goes, what he's saying. It's something I want to bring to y'all so bad. Oh, that was buffering now. Put up, that was probably a delay. It's something I want to bring to y'all so bad, and I don't know if I should pre-record it and put it up as a premiere. Because if I do it live, it's going to be a lot of interference. And these are the things people must know. You know what I'm saying? All these debates that you see in Me and D Truth happen and stuff, a lot of that shit it is true. It could be true on both ends, tell you the truth. And I know that. You know what I'm saying? I just entertain the debates for the hell of it. I don't know why I keep doing that. Let's get this thing over and done with. Because it don't do this with no other thing. And I mean, it can't be the graphics. It can't be that. Because I'm running a game system that don't do this. But let's go.
Around to realizing they were in violation of the law, and so they tried to do it retroactively. But everything, as the chairwoman said, from the end of December of 2021 until about 2 weeks ago, is now called into question. Every programmatic decision, every policy decision, and every grant award has question marks around it now, and I suspect the American taxpayers are going to pay millions of dollars defending lawsuits from various groups and various organizations that think they were either done wrong or they didn't like the policies that came out during that time period, because now it's clear that the administration and Secretary Becerra did not follow the clear meaning, the clear wording of the law. And unfortunately, this administration continues to do that, and it needs to stop. And that's part of why we have Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee, so we can find out what's going wrong and try to get it fixed and try to make sure this doesn't happen again. And that's why getting the word out so that the administration knows this is not the way to run the shop. Right. And I will now introduce my colleague who's been working on this with me. Brett Guthrie is chair of the Health Subcommittee. Thank you so much for all your work.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for your work and the chair's work and the committee's work. But for more than a year, Dr. Fauci, a highly paid public employee at the time, served unlawfully and without proper appointment. It was during this period he awarded a new grant to EcoHealth Alliance and serves as the chief medical advisor to President Biden's COVID-19 response team. In this role as top COVID advisor, he used his position to recommend mandates. It is unfair to the American people that while he held this position unlawfully, he used his platform to be the voice of science and shame those who with alternative point of views, in addition to push for questionable public health ability at an agency that has lost the American people's trust, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. This also calls into question every decision each one of these 14 individuals made during the time.
Called into question? I've been questioning this shit, man, since damn March 2020. I mean, it wasn't just me paying attention. I mean, there was a lot of people got brainwashed and ran out there and did what they was, did a whole bunch of unnecessary shit. Maybe YouTube don't like my voice. Seems like every time I talk, that's when they want to mess up. They do have things rigged like that. But let's hurry up and get through this. I don't want to interrupt this guy too much.
Greater accountability is needed. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And just before we move to the Q&A, I wanted to address HHS's latest statement on their failure to follow the law, because they've changed their story many times, and their latest defense is also not true. So they are referencing an entirely different process, what is called Title 42 special consultants. And this is This is different than what we are talking about as far as the requirement for the reappointment or the appointment of IC directors. IC directors require the Secretary's approval, and HHS should know the difference, and they can't hide behind this claim. But it's after a year-long investigation that we've not seen the evidence that the administration we've not seen evidence that other administrations, so they're claiming right now that other administrations have failed to follow this reappointment process. We do not see that evidence. They are conflating. There's two issues. There's the Title 42 special consultants, and then there is the process of appointing or reappointing the IC directors. And we wouldn't be here today if the administration had come clean in March of 2022, recognizing that they needed to get right with the law. So with that, I'll ask or answer some questions. Yes.
What kind of, going forward here, is there a legislative step for your committee to take to address this? Like you said, you want to prevent this from happening in the future. What kind of steps can your committee specifically take to prevent this from happening? And also, looking back, is there anything that can be done to rectify what may have happened in the last 2 years, and to punish who you say is responsible for this?
Well, what we need are answers, and we need the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Becerra, to answer the questions that we have. We need to know if this was willful or if this was negligence. We need to find out if it is lawful for him to appoint these individuals retroactively. So we need to get answers to these questions, but this is all a part of accountability. Ultimately, this is about accountability on behalf of the taxpayers and ensuring that taxpayer dollars are being spent lawfully, and it's accountability by the elected representatives in Congress of the agency. And no, this is just one example of it seems there's more and more arrogance in the agencies, among agency secretaries and officials, that they don't have to follow the law.
And if I might add to that.
Oh, yes, please.
And if I might add to that, one, shining the light on it's important. Two, I don't think it is proper to retroactively appoint somebody who's making decisions at this level. But if a court were to determine that, how do you retroactively appoint people who are no longer there? And the answer is I don't think you can do that. So even if the courts were to say, well, you can retroactively appoint those people who are still there, how do you, 6 months after retirement, suddenly reappoint Dr. Fauci to a position that he's already left? I don't think you can do it.
Okay, in the back.
Are you investigating any other appointments within HHS, or are you just focused?
So are they saying that this motherfucking Dr. Fauci was not supposed to be even in charge at the time of this pandemic? But he had everybody running around here with their heads fucking cut off, losing their fucking jobs, losing their fucking businesses and shit. Fucking up people's money and shit. And he wasn't supposed to be in fucking charge? This is some bullshit right here. Let's go.
On NIH.
Do you want to handle...
NIH is where we focused at this point. I mean, we're looking at all kinds of things, and there are so many issues going on in HHS that there may be others later, but not that I have, in my back pocket that I'm holding on to for some reason. I mean, obviously we've been investigating the actions at ORR, but I don't know of any appointment problems there at this moment. But we may find more as we move forward.
Yeah. Yes.
Does the committee or do individual members of the committee plan to support any of these potential legal actions against specific policies or appointments or grants?
Well, at this point, I think as the chair, Griffith, just said, shining the light on it. We have questions that we want to get answered before really determining what those next steps are. And the secretary has a couple of weeks to respond, and he'll also be before the committee at the end of the month. Yes.
You said that you hadn't found any evidence of the HHS claim that other previous administrations have failed to make these appointments.
Yes.
Does that mean it looks like previous administrations did take the steps of properly appointing everyone? Is it there's actual physical evidence there? It's not just not being able to find anything.
Yes. Right. Yeah. We have evidence that previous administrations have properly followed the law in appointing these individuals.
Thank you. Last question.
Yes, yes.
What are the implications for the 26 billion in research funds that you mentioned? Does this mean like you want to take them back? You want to like get someone to reauthorize the grants? Like what does that kind of look like?
Well, it does raise the question around the decisions that were made approving grants by individuals that are not lawfully in their role. So it is an abuse of power by an unlawful individual, and we're this is uncharted territory. So, but we're going to continue to pursue answers and ultimately figure out what we can be doing to make sure that the agencies are accountable. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, catching up here. I know that obviously Dr. Fauci is not in his position anymore, but there are some of these 14 who are. Is there a process for, since they're not?
Salute to those coming into the room. Nisi's Way, 6'9". What up, y'all? How y'all doing today? This is just a little quick review off what I did earlier this week on the NIH and the funding for the Ninja virus. This right here is unbelievable information right here that they're dropping. Evidently, the fucking little short ass widget doctor that got down was standing next to 45 when the pandemic first started. He wasn't even supposed to be goddamn in that position. He was unlawfully appointed. And we paid for this motherfucker. And as I mentioned a minute ago, this motherfucker destroyed lives. This motherfucker destroyed goddamn companies, businesses. He destroyed a lot of shit by his fucking words, and he wasn't even supposed to be in a position from what they're saying. Him or a lot of the other doctors. So what kind of bullshit are we dealing with right now? Which called Nisi's Way. This is what I learned from it. Get you some elderberry. You can buy all these in gummies and stuff too. Matter of fact, you can order them right there off of Walmart. You probably have it in a day or two. Since it's Sunday, you probably get it tomorrow afternoon. Get you some elderberry. Get you some a high milligram of vitamin D and vitamin C. If you can find what's that? Black seed oil or black seed in a pill form. Get that too. Let me see. There's a couple of other things out there like sea moss and stuff like that. But this is stuff that you can really just grab straight out of Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So vitamin C, D, elderberry, black seed oil, zinc. Zinc is the number one thing there. And I think you can only find that in 50 milligrams. You can buy that in chewables or a pill form, which called zinc, definitely zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D. Elderberry is just something that helps enforce everything else. Black seed oil, but really help get it out. You know what I'm saying? What else do I got over here? Women's vitamins. Hey, women's vitamins, take your women's vitamins. I don't take women's vitamins, but I was just saying, I take men's vitamins. And then I also heard that I'm not sure how it is for women, but for men, I heard a good response to that is things that you use for natural growth for us grown folks. Like the stuff in Viagra and things like that. I forgot what it is in the pill, but I think that you can find it in the store that helps counter and get rid of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this thing been here the whole time. I haven't came nowhere close to being sick. But also I keep people away from me too. Yeah, if you're coughing a lot, there's elderberry cough drops and stuff like that if you don't like those other strong Hall flavors and things like that. Yeah, I think that's about it. I might make a post on my community wall, you know what I'm saying, with a list of things that I've been using for the last 3 or 4 years to keep my immune system hyped up. You know what I'm saying? A couple of hours in the sun to help out too. That's natural vitamin D, but you also need that pill. Make sure it's a high milligram vitamin D. You know what I'm saying? Because from the paper that I read back then, and this came from a nurse director back then, that you need at least 20,000 milligrams of vitamin C, like about 5,000 milligrams of vitamin D, 100 milligrams of zinc, and that was just some of the few things. Once you catch the ninja, I do call the virus the ninja because it is from Wuhan. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's some of the things that I actually take. Magnesium, I think it's magnesium. It might be magnesium. That's what's in that Viagra. That they said it does something to keep witch called off. But you might can find that in horny goat wheat. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a woman's formula of horny goat wheat. You know what I'm saying? You might be a little horny, but it actually works with protecting your immune system. So I hope this was some you know what I'm saying, some usable advice for you, you know what I'm saying, to help you out get right. Most of the thing is get into the sun. Stay in the sun as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? It's real easy to get rid of once you catch it. I think a lot of hype on the TV kind of get everybody scared when they do catch it, but if you ain't have no pre-existing conditions, you know what I'm saying, this should just be like a real strong flu for about a day or two, and then you start pulling yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Try not to lay down. Do not lay down. Sit up in the chair. Even if you go to sleep, sit up in the chair, because if you lay down, it's harder for you to breathe when you're laying down. So I heard, you know what I'm saying? It's best to sit up in a chair. If you're getting the body aches, make sure you're doing a lot of walking. I seen people pull out of this in 4 or 5 days that was really fucked up when it first started. You know what I'm saying? When it first started with them, you know what I'm saying? And they just followed these same procedures that I'm giving to you, and it's helped out. So do not lay down, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're drinking a lot of fluids and stuff, because that virus do trap fluids in your lungs, I believe. So, and no, I'm not a doctor. I'm just spilling information that I have seen work, you know what I'm saying? Just in case one of those smart asses come to the channel and hear this and shit. You know, them same motherfuckers who's trying to tear the country down and shit, they'll sit there and complain, oh, he's not a doctor, he's giving out doctors advice. If I find one of them motherfuckers that ever did that shit to me, I'll whoop their ass. Yeah, this video got me kind of hype chill, but these motherfuckers got me mad because a lot of motherfuckers lost a lot of shit off these motherfuckers, right? Well, not them, but that damn Fauci guy. I can't blame them, they just blame bringing me the information. But how did they even get that far with nobody gonna notice that it was unappointed people unlawfully working? What the fuck are they doing up there in DC? How you get... So you mean to tell me I could have went and got a job, unlawfully got a job, and they would have paid me? That's some bullshit. I'm just saying. This ain't got too much longer to go. It looks like it's about another 4 or 5 minutes. Let's finish this out real quick.
Maybe your investigation legally allowed to be there for removing them that you guys are looking at? Or what is kind of the recourse if they're not legally in these positions?
Well, I think this really is about accountability. This is about good government. We and then NIH and Health and Human Services, we asked for the documents. They still didn't turn them over. Instead, they gave us this chart that was, again, misleading Congress, but not the documents. And then just a couple of weeks ago, he made these retroactive appointments. So this is an accountability measure this is accountability ultimately for the taxpayers, hardworking taxpayers across this country, and Congress making sure that these agencies are following the law. I don't know if there's anything you guys want to add.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I would say that, you know, the ones who are still there, they did get lawfully appointed a couple of weeks ago. So you have this gap period where I think they probably do have to go back. Any monies that haven't gone out, they've got to reauthorize everything that they're already doing, and each various program may have different steps that third parties who didn't get the grant, who were vying for the grant, may now have grounds to challenge whether or not those grants were not awarded to them and awarded.
Sirius X, thank you for joining us today. You just getting here. You was with me that day when we was watching the hearing on the NIH and the funding for the NIH and who was responsible for the virus, and you know what I'm saying, coming from the lab and things like that. You wouldn't believe this information right here. Do you know those doctors that they were speaking up for in that fucking hearing was unlawfully appointed? They didn't have no reason to be giving out any information on TV or nothing about this shit because they wasn't even appointed to be in their positions. They was hired under the table, from what he's saying. This is this is bad. This is real bad. And this I don't know how is this possible. How you get hired for a position that high unlawfully? And something tell me, man, this trail is gonna go back to the black guy. I hate to say it. This is gonna go back to the black guy. From the knowledge that I'm having and what's coming out of this moment, he must have got unlawfully appointed, and a lot of that crew got unlawfully appointed through Obama's administration. Because I don't think, well, I can't say that yet. Trump might have did it too. Trump might have elected somebody, but I don't know. This is getting too weird. I mean, basically, we lost a lot of our businesses. We lost a lot of lives. We lost a lot taking orders from our unlawful appointed members of the NIH. Holy moly. This is crazy. We ain't got that much longer to go. It's about another minute.
To somebody else. I think it's just a huge mess, and it could have all been avoided. And what drives you crazy is, and as the chairwoman has said, it could have been 2.5 months. Could have been 2.5 months of fixing the problems, which is pretty easy. Instead, we have 1.5 years. There's going to be, this is a big cow pie in the field, and they just stepped in it and stomped in it and acted like it was fun and games until 2 weeks ago.
Very good. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Man, and there you have it. Even the last guy that spoke, man, I'm not sure of his name just yet, but even he is speechless like me. I don't know what else to say. So it looked like they just played around with us, and this is all a big game, and there is something to explain all this, you know what I'm saying, but I'm kind of hesitant at putting it out, even though I've seen 1 or 2 other content creators, you know what I'm saying, but they got over 300,000 subs and shit. They actually put it out, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, if I review this, they're going to try to take me out, you know what I'm saying, so it's kind of like I'm waiting for the membership, or I might do a witch call behind the scenes. I might get the fellas together and a couple of the team together, and we get on StreamYards on the back end and just record it. You know what I'm saying? Record the show and then we could put it out as a premiere. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a lengthy one. It should be like about 4 or 5 hours. Easy way. What area do you stay in? Because I thought the numbers were down a lot, and and I hope you didn't take the test. Because what I just learned from the test, man, and you can find that up here on YouTube, that you can pour orange Fanta soda. Oh, now they want a buffer. Now it wants to buffer. But you can find, you can pour orange Fanta soda on the test and it'll show a positive. I think you can run tap water on that sucker and it'll turn positive. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was dating somebody who was on the front lines through the whole pandemic. I understand. Luckily, they only got sick like one time. So this is where I'm getting a lot of my information from, because they were so close on the front line and they was a director. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that information I'm getting from them, but after a while I started questioning that information because of the things that I was finding. It was like they just going by protocol. They was told to say this stuff. They was handed papers. You know what I'm saying? That's where the mistrust come with the doctors. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, they trying to cut me out again. It's like no matter what we were seeing, they was going by something that they didn't go to school for. They went to school for all these years, and then when something big happened, instead of them trying to fix it, they get handed a piece of paper to tell us what we need to hear. Not what we need to know, what we need to hear. You know what I'm saying? And that's just crazy. But I'm gonna try to whip it together what I know about the virus. I think I helped B Nicole through this when she went through it like the middle of last year. I think I dropped a huge list on her. I'm not sure if she used it or not, but you know what I'm saying? That information was helpful as far as just your own home protocol without even going up in them and going up into the hospital and they lying to you even more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff can just be cured directly at home just by taking care of yourself, drinking a lot of different teas and things like that and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That boost your immune system. All this come from boosting your immune system. So, and you got to boost it now because as you hear in a lot of these hearings and stuff, they're already preparing for another one. They're supposed to do more damage. How do they know it's coming? That's part of me trying to get this membership up and going so so I can expose that shit. Unless I can take it over to another, but I ain't even got people over there. I think I got like 3 followers on Rumble. But if I can find a way to really get it up as soon as possible. Salute E. Brooks, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Hope you're having a happy Sunday. But if I can figure out how to get it up without what scares me is that blood. Actually, that might be okay as long as you stay away from the shot. Actually, that might help the shot, to tell you the truth. Because the things that I heard about the shot, my gosh, not to scare anybody. Like I said, I'm going to just drop that information. I think I have it from my last channel where I can just upload it and let it roll. That is some information people need to know who took the shot. You know what I'm saying? And these are coming from nurses who was protesting it for knowing what the mRNA is and things like that. They just gave you a good... Oh, okay, you already had it. Yeah, boost your immune system. Definitely, for sure. After I found out that they stopped the clinical trials like in July, like 4 months before they actually started pushing it on the people, it was over from there. It's like y'all lying about everything y'all saying from this point. But that's nobody's fault, you know what I'm saying, for not knowing that, because as you see in these hearings and stuff, that's the stuff that's coming to light as far as how much suppressing of the information that they done that we didn't know what was going on. Everything was misinformation when actually it was the real information they didn't want you to know for some reason. Scary. But that's part of that document, that's part of that show that I want to do, and I might just go ahead and push the button on it. But I'm not sure if it should be pre-recorded or live. Live, and we get a lot of buffering like I'm getting now. And there's going to be a lot of stuff missing. But if I know, I wonder if I can go live and untitle the live, and whoever hit the link can just come into the live. I'm gonna ask some questions from the OGs and shit around YouTube and shit and see if that's possible. Cause I think I can untitle it and just drop the link on the community chat, and whoever hits the link can come into the room. But I'm not sure if YouTube is gonna be. I might just have to pre-record it and set it up as a premiere from there. Yes, a detox will work too. But yeah, if people still in the room, I gave a quick remedy for the ninja. You know what I'm saying? Got daggone take like 20,000 milligrams of vitamin C. That means if you got the gummies, buy like 2 or 3 big jars of gummies. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the easiest way. You know what I'm saying? Just eat them like candy all day. You know what I'm saying? To get up to your 20,000. You know what I'm saying? Along with zinc. Think about 100 milligrams a day. You don't want to take too much more than that. Well, you get some living rigor mortis. Yeah, there you go. I think that affects your nervous system or something if you take too much zinc. But which called like 100 milligrams of zinc, vitamin D from the sun or by vitamin, you know, elderberry, black seed oil, eat a bunch of fruits. You know what I'm saying? Eat a bunch of dark fruits that have a lot of antioxidants. You know what I'm saying? Start this off with that vitamin C plus. You know what I'm saying? That little mixed drink thing that you mix up, man. You can start your whole process with that just to give it a quick boost and start following up afterwards. Just hitting it. You know what I'm saying? It should knock off a couple of days of you being sick. As soon as you can come outside and really smell the air better, or smell things that you haven't been smelling before, then you know it's working. Especially with the elderberry. But I hope this information serves you well, Nisi Way. I'm gonna try to put something up on the community wall, like I said. I'm gonna try to tag you up in it and let you know it's there. But yeah, we have to really take care of ourselves nowadays, man. They really trying to That's why it's important that I must get this next one out soon, man, because the things that they got planned ain't nothing, no goddamn conspiracy, no goddamn more. I don't give a fuck what they say about the New World Order, any of this shit. For these people who's in charge, man, they out to get us. We turned on the guy who was trying to help us and gave the power to the people who hate us. And that's real. And wondering why he was doing what he was doing. He was doing this to protect us from this shit. When I say 45 saved us and people were like, man, what'd he save you from? What'd he save you from? That's an uneducated mind. Still speaking on feelings. He saved us from a whole lot that could be going on right now if they had got total power at that time. And y'all will see what I'm saying when I drop this shit. So ain't no disputing it. We all see it go around us now. Ain't no disputing what's going to drop on this damn video. So with that being said, I hope y'all have a great Sunday. I'm going to try to promise this won't be my last time today. I got a lot of projects open. I got like 3 or 4 shows open. Go ahead with your question, Niecy Way. I got a couple of shows open. But timing is everything. I get caught up doing other things, and the next thing I know, somebody else live. I'll be like, fuck it. So, waiting on Niecy's question. Let me see what else I got in my goodie jar that might be of some use that you might have. Another thing that I substitute things with when I was talking about the Viagra and the okay, it's starting to come to me now. It's starting to come to me. It releases they saying the Viagra releases a certain kind of chemical in your body to help you repel certain things from coming in. I forgot what it was called. But I substitute that by using ageless male. I'm not sure if they have a female formula for that. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting the right vitamins into your system, as far as ageless male, it does me wonders and stuff because I have a serious shoulder and neck injury that it helps out my joints a lot too. So. That's about all I'm seeing at the moment. Not turmeric and cumin, but turmeric and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's too much any help for witch call. I heard we can't even break turmeric down in our body, but I hear BG. Who's BG? The big guy? Only big guy I know is Mr. Joe Biden. And if that's what you're asking, hell yeah. Bill. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell, man. All the billionaires. You should see this list that they're going to present of people you wouldn't believe who's behind all of this stuff. Like it surprised me. And that's part of my mission on really firing up, you know what I'm saying, the channel. Because I have so many religious people around me. Bible readers. You Bible readers around me. For decades, they sat around and told us that these are the last days. And I'm not the religious guy, but I did grow up in the church and I do know a lot of things pretty well. You know what I'm saying? And it's like for them to insert a book of revelations into something that they call God's word. You know what I'm saying? We need to look at, because there's no beginning or ending to the works of God. Alright? That's the main reason why I'm bringing you the African knowledge of what we had before these people came in, conquered, and took it. You know what I'm saying? Because I have I had a lot of knowledge before I was given the keys to Africa. I used to sit around and talk about Greece, Rome, and all these other places and shit, and never knew nothing about the motherland. You know what I'm saying? But it's like once I received the motherland, it opened up the keys to all the knowledge that I had. You know what I'm saying? I mean, once you really, oh shit, oh they tried to block me out again. Once you really understand, once you know your book for real, and you look at your black knowledge that was there before they put this stuff into books, and you find out what it really means, you start to see the bigger picture on what they're trying to do, especially with Revelations. You looking at the gods who's over top of us right now, controlling everything around us. Those are the people who inserted that into this book. Because if there was an ending, the ending should be on the wall. There should be a revelation on the wall. I don't think that there's a revelation on the wall, but everything else, most everything else is. And what they're doing has nothing to do with nature. It's anti-nature. God is nature. They sitting here trying to turn our minds into computers. Basically, they don't want us here. That's the reason why they're destroying all the food and stuff like that. They want to turn us into robots. Why you think it's important for all these social media sites and shit to collect your information? It's because they're going to feed that shit into robots. You know what I'm saying? I can say that quite confidently now. I don't give a fuck who thinks it's a goddamn conspiracy. Do some goddamn homework. You know what I'm saying? But all the pieces are right here in front of us if we open our eyes. And what they did was put up a whole bunch of things to cloud your thinking, cloud your mind. And we're in a bad place. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we was taught about, whatever they used to scare us coming up in the church and stuff, those days are here. Except it ain't nobody gonna fall from the sky to come save your ass. You gotta save yourself. Or you will perish for lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Lack of knowledge is going around putting everything in your life in a person's hands that you never met. Essence. You know what I'm saying? If we understand the energy more, maybe I could say the energy, but we don't even understand the energy correct by some of the conversations that I'm having. We in bad shape, and they got us fucked up unless we wake up. As the preacher said, I didn't want to preach to y'all today like this. It is Sunday, but you know what I'm saying? I'm ashamed of them that they won't do their homework. Or if they did their homework and they still telling our people's a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? He know damn well, that pastor know damn well ain't nobody, no boogeyman from the sky appointed you to be in that position to talk to those goddamn people. Especially lie to them about him. Or it. I can't say him, I have to say him for the church people. But for it, you know what I'm saying? You'll never understand his works. So how are we going to understand him? How will people go around talking about they understand him? I'm just asking the question. There is an energy out there, I'm not going to doubt that. But it ain't what they told us. It ain't what we grew up to know. It ain't what they brainwashed us with. That's why I was like, if you want to find out deeper what I'm talking about, just check out some of the videos I'm posting and think. Take all the knowledge. Take your knowledge. Be unbiased when you listening. And listen to what these people had 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years before Jesus walked. They say he already walked back then. So who is this dude that we following that came about 5,000, 6,000 years after what they said, what they wrote? You know what I'm saying? You telling us a story from a certain time frame. This is not the story of the time frame of which it was written. Well, we reading the story of when the time it was written, and it was only meant for their time to get them through their time because they already knew of the miracles before that. And it has nothing to do with no guy falling from the sky or no book. It has something to do with you and everything around you. From the ground under your feet to the heavenly skies above your head. But if they fucked up the basic keys, instructions before you leave Earth, hey, you could just be fucked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland. Right now, he is producing all kind of meats and stuff in a lab and stuff to feed us. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's trying to stop this dude. Nobody's trying to stop the I can't think of the guy's name at this moment, but he's also a huge contributor. He sits right side by the information. Hold on. This thing buffering again. What you go? I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm gonna do some quick research on the OBS system. Maybe it's the OBS, but yeah, it is. It's like I don't even care no more. After I seen what I seen, I don't even care no more. I'm going out with a bang. Fuck that. And it's like, it ain't just us. It ain't a black thing. It ain't a white thing. It ain't a Democrat thing. It ain't a Republican thing. It's all, you know what I'm saying? And we got the very, very top of the pyramid, of the stolen pyramid, using, I mean, wow, they really messing with me. I just seen that again. 6ix9ine, I think is beyond. It's beyond population control. I think they way over their own heads. You know what I'm saying? They so far over their heads they might wipe their own self out. Unless they're gonna get on the space rocket and fly to Mars like they've been trying to do and shit to get away from the destruction they cause. But before I really start getting deep and they damn flagged this live, what's called I'm gonna check y'all out in a minute. I need to find a background real quick for my next show. And I'm gonna try to get back with y'all as soon as possible. Like I said, these things are backed up on me and I got too many things going on. I should have been live yesterday a whole lot. Boy, because early yesterday, boy, it was as hell, boy. But that gave me some time to catch up on a lot of other things and stuff, news, articles, and things like that. And pretty soon, I think I might join. Yeah, pretty soon I think I might join some of the team over there on the other side and shit, too. You know what I'm saying, for some extra growth and things like that. If y'all know what I'm saying, I don't want to say it live. I don't want people following me and all that shit. Well, I don't want the wrong people following me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get away from these fools. But let them sit over here and look at each other and talk about each other every damn day. 6 or 7 years and shit. Yeah, there you go. But I want to thank everybody who came through. Hit the like button if you like content like this. You know what I'm saying? And it matters to you. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, share this out. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? You want to help the channel growth? Please donate. You know, $ Real Mad TV. I really got to work on my video. This is kind of like the a part of to that Militant's Revenge little mini musical thing that I put together again. But yeah, it's something that I'm just putting together. By the time I'm finished with it, it should be about 30 minutes long or so. Okay, they getting on my nerves. They buffering for no reason. I'm not telling the top secret information no more, and they still messing with me. But with that being said, I'll close out with a new video. Okay, let me get up out of here. Shout out to D Sizzle, Mr. Crystal for the beat. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Nisi Way. I think I'm starting to like it too. I didn't like it when I first met it. I just went on and dropped it, but it's growing on me now. I'm a critic of my own work, so the more I start to see the numbers, I might like it more. You know what I'm saying? So if you like the video, please share it out. Yes, Series X, I'm always trying to be informative. It stops me from being mad most of the time. I get mad at the information, but I stay unmad for other things, you know what I'm saying? So, sort of like a meditating thing, to drop the knowledge. So, with that being said, hopefully I will see y'all in a few. Peace. Man, I hope it wasn't playing in doubles the whole time. I just saw my board, man. If so, my fault, my bad. We'll get it right the next time.